Okay, so the rapper I chose to do is J. Cole. I chose to do him because I highly respect him due to the fact, again, he breaks the social norms of hip hop, which is typically drugs, sex, money, guns, etc., violence, especially, within our culture, the black community, the culture. His music explores social and political issues with drugs, addiction, materialism, and police brutality. He's also like Kanye West, he produces and a lot of his own stuff. He makes a lot of his own beats, and like I love the fact that he's like a realist. So that's why, excuse me, that's why I chose to do J. Cole. Because drugs, it has often been glorified in rap and music, and a lot of because of that, like a lot of drugs and stuff, a lot of the young rappers have died due to this. I can name a few. I don't know if you ever heard of Mac Miller, Young Guy, ASAP Yams, Little Peep. Three guys, all in their 20s, died. Career ended early due to drug overdose. Either that, or even if you look at Lil Wayne, this guy, he drinks cough syrup, which is called lean, and who knows whatever else other drugs. Like a lot of these guys are money because of people before them, and even now the people after them, which they're setting an example for. They look at this stuff and they're gonna follow the same path. And J. Cole breaks that path. He doesn't. He in his songs, he'll tell you that's not cool. You know, and the gang banging, the drugs, the women. It's not worth it. It's not cool. Be yourself. Don't try to be something for other people that you're really not. So that's why I highly respect it. One of my favorite albums from J. Cole is KOD. So in KOD, it's a couple songs in there that I really like, but that album, it it really like talks about everything that I've just explained. The album cover says it itself. The album cover is a rapper with Glassy Eye King, who hides young children getting high off of various drugs, which like he sends subliminals, like just looking at this album cover, which I also have done a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, so I'll also send that to you. The two meanings of KOD are kids on drugs or king overdose. Um, so in that one, and a good song for you to listen to, it's a couple of them. You can listen to Window Pane, Once an Addict, he talks about his mom, you know, being on drugs and being drunk. He talks about his mom getting her heart broken. It's another one. Um, it's not on this album, but another song. Uh, you know, um, I gotta think of the song, but I will definitely send it to you. But in this song that I'm thinking about, it talks. It's Crooked Smile. That's the name of the song, Crooked Smile. So in that one, J. Cole, like, most rappers, artists, they get money, they want to go get their teeth fixed, they want to go get their hair done or whatever. He purposely says, that song, what the message I get out of it, take me as I am, I'm me, I'm original, I'm not trying to be nobody else for the media. Uh, so that's why I highly respect J. Cole as a person and as an artist, because you see this guy in person, he has no security with him. He has no luxury, no fancy bracelet, no fancy necklaces, none of that. He's him. And again, he likes to focus on the social, the economic, the political stuff that goes on, you know, especially with black people, our culture, this hip hop culture. So KOD is really a good album to listen to. Um, Also, in the song Mr. Nice Watch, he talks about materialism as a double-edged sword. Um, you know, being a way to enjoy a short time on Earth, which is a dangerous form that's a dangerous way to live. So that's why J. Cole is one of my favorite rappers. Um, He's also, again, I've said this to you already, but I put him in that category with Kendrick Lamar. Him and Kendrick Lamar in the same category because Kendrick also talks two styles of rapping, but they also talk about the same thing. I'll put him in that category of Common. His language is a little bit more explicit, but he still gets his point across. He's talking to a younger generation. The guys under us that look up to him, so he's portraying a different message than what rappers usually excuse me, portray. And I like the fact that, you know, he doesn't want the young guys, these guys that will eventually become these great rappers and so on. He wants to break that chain. And that's just like any other person. Like, for example, just using it as an example. Typically in a black household, you know, you usually see typically in our culture a single mother. And just like you typically see a single mother, like for me, example, I use myself. I grew up single mother. My dad wasn't present in my life. But when I have kids, I want to break that chain of, and you know, absent black fathers. You know, I think that's very important. And that's the same message he's trying to portray with the younger generation. He's trying to break that chain of, oh, you need sex, you need drugs, or you're nothing without gold chains or the latest cars, the latest Lamborghinis, houses, whatever. He's trying to break that social norm of what media portrays as successful, you know, especially within our culture, because our culture, we have a, you know, and for lack of a better term, we can be hood rich, meaning we'll go buy the latest Jordans, but our bills aren't on time, etc. And why? It's to keep up an image. And so J. Cole wants to portray that image that you don't need all that stuff, you know, to be successful. You don't need the latest fashion. If you like that stuff, cool, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're doing it because that's an image that other people portray. That's what people portray as being successful. If you have Lamborghinis, if you have jewelry, a lot of money, you have a lot of women, you have sex with a lot of women, you do drugs, you smoke weed. That's what this hip hop culture typically portrays as successful, being you made it, you're living life. And he wants to break that norm, that social political norm, as well as, you know, the racial stuff that goes on with police brutality. So that's why J. Cole is one of my favorite rappers. That's why I chose to write about him. And also I'll be sending the PowerPoint to you as well. But again, if you can't listen to KLD, 2 good songs on that album, Window Pane, Once an Addict. Thank you, Professor Brandon. It has been a great semester, and I will see you next semester as well.